Pisces, welcome. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your weekly read. This is for Pisces placement, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It is a general reading. And happy solstice. Merry summer to all of you. We are asking Spirit today to give us some information about our summer learning plan. What are we going to be working on this summer? What are we going to be exploring in the next couple of months? We're using a couple of decks today. We have the Star Spinner Tarot, and that's this one here. And then we'll do some clarifying pulls from the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. So, let's see what we have for you, Pisces. We have the Hanged Man, Three of Wands, and Judgment. So what are you working on, Pisces? You've got a couple of major arcana here. Pretty significant stuff this summer. And Three of Wands is looking forward, making your path, making your plan. The Two of Wands really is about making the plan. The Three of Wands is waiting for the ships to come in, waiting for that next thing to fall into place so that you can execute your plan, waiting for the journey to begin. You know where you want to go, you've got your resources lined up, but you're waiting on something. Hanged Man can also be an energy of waiting. It could be a fair amount of feeling like you have to wait this summer, feeling like the answers that you're looking for aren't here yet, won't be available. You don't know when they will be available, you just know they aren't available yet. There is, in the Hanged Man, also a sense of a shift of perspective. Perhaps you are learning to appreciate the waiting. You're learning to appreciate the importance of patience in your life. Maybe you're not really a terribly patient person normally, and now over the summer you're learning about that lesson. A lot of times that can be uncomfortable. And the lessons that we struggle against keep repeating, right? I'm sure you've had a similar experience in life, and I think this summer is really about a lesson that hasn't been learned yet, and really having to sit through it and wait for what needs to come before your journey forward can begin. Excuse me, the Judgment card has an energy around it. For me today, it has sort of an energy of not calm, but not resignation, because that sort of has a sense of a negative connotation to it for me. It has this sort of innocence, and that's a very weird word, but that's the one that's coming to mind. The sort of innocence around this energy of judgment. Judgment is a culmination. It is sometimes considered a karmic card, that what you've put out into the world returns to you. You know, in the Wiccan read, that sort of sense of threefold rule. You know, what you put out comes back to you times three. And with judgment, it's, you know, if you've been putting good into the world, then good comes to you. If you've been selfish, then you are experiencing that from the other side. And here, it doesn't feel ominous. It feels light and playful almost, that you are just waiting for things to work out the way you know they will, and you know that they will eventually, and you're waiting for that time when that happens, and when that has happened, then you can move forward. I'm not sure. For each of you it's going to be different, of course, but it feels like those are our lessons for the summer for Pisces. That sense of learning to embody patience and waiting for things to work out the way you simply know they are. And I don't know if that's like an intuitive knowing, or if it's based on facts, or like you are already aware that something will be happening and you're just waiting for it to happen and then you can move forward. Or if it's on the intuitive side, just knowing something will happen, not knowing what it is. In the first case, the factual knowing, I mean that you know what the event is and you know when it will happen, or that it will happen soon or whatever, a general sense of it is going to happen. And in the second sense of the intuitive, just knowing something, not knowing what that something is, but that something is going to happen, just feeling it intuitively and knowing that when that happens, it will be time for you to move forward. Let's see what we have for clarifying cards for you. Interesting, because the Chariot keeps popping up on the bottom of the deck today. I was wondering why. Here it is. It's yours. The Chariot, the Six of Swords, came out a few times today as well, and the Six of Wands. So, in working on patience, in waiting for the events to unfold as you know they will, before you can proceed forward, there are these three cards. Quite interesting. The Six is definitely a middle ground. It's in the middle of the process, just as you seem to be waiting for the next step. The Chariot is forward motion that you're controlling. You're controlling the direction of that motion. You're controlling the speed of that motion. You may not, however, know that you are. Okay? That's the interesting thing for me in reads with the Chariot. Let me get that in there so you can see it. So you have here also with the Chariot the two, in this case they're sphinxes, I think. The black one and the white one, and they're pulling the Chariot. And to me, that's always two parts of yourself, often at war with one another. And when you have mastered this lesson in patience, you then are in control, and you're able to harness the two parts of yourself that are often at odds with one another. Harness them so that they're both of those energies are working toward the same goal. And in this case, that goal is your forward motion in the direction you want to go at the speed which you desire. And right now, you're going in the direction and at the speed you desire. And if you're saying, no, I'm stuck, I'm not moving, I'm in this waiting place, there's a reason for that. And you do have control over that choice. Sorry about that. Had to get some water. So very interesting there with that Chariot card. The Six of Swords. You're stuck because there's something you need to leave behind. Something or someone that needs to be cut from your load that you're carrying, from your commitments, in order for you to move forward. And it's not a happy event necessarily. It's not done with glee in any way, shape, or form, but it is necessary to leave something behind so that you can move forward. Six of Wands tells me there is victory in the future here. So if you can work on these lessons this summer, if you can master that ability to accept your impatience and to accept that you cannot control at this moment in time how this other event plays out, but you must be patient, and that you, in fact, hold the reins, and that whether or not this is a struggle to wait has everything to do with your ability to embrace the wait. If you can do that, there is success, there is victory at the end of this, and there is public acclaim of some sort, acknowledgement of what you have achieved. Very interesting summer for you, I think. though in the day-to-day it may seem quiet, boring even, like not much is happening. There are huge learnings for you in staying put, in sitting still, in learning how to be patient, in learning how to wait. Yeah. And I think this, whatever needs to be cut away, this becomes obvious to you only when you are able to sit in that stillness. I think that's what I have for you, Pisces. Hope it's helpful. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for being here. It means a lot to me. Always welcome your comments in the comment section and any feedback you'd like to share. I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And we'll see you next week. Blessings.